Good evening. I'm Professor Sharonda Poe for INRW 0399 41010. And this evening, I know you guys are working so diligently on your argumentative essays, and it's just not enough time in the day. And I know you submitted your outline this evening, and because we're discussing writing process and research and documentation and format and works cited page and plagiarism, since it's just so much to cover. I wanted to record this lesson for you to view independently, because it seems like we keep getting further and further behind, because we have to, with Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have to get the other lessons in, especially in preparation for your assignments in English 1301. So without further ado, let me get started. Before I really get into this lesson is being recorded and transcribed for your viewing's pleasure and support. And as stated in the email to you guys, you have until April 11th, which is Tuesday before our class, to view this assignment. But literary analysis, I wanted you for this class. Let me see if I could share something right quick. Share a couple of things. Oh, there we go. Sharing is caring. I don't want to share my calendar yet, but first things first, I wanted to share this attendance check-in. And make sure you complete this attendance check-in tonight, April 6, 2023. Don't forget, I know you're really focused on English 1301 and the argumentative essay for Professor Medina's class, but please make sure that you check in. This is how we're going to do attendance for today and for grade. And make sure you submit it by 11:59 p.m. And hopefully you read your module if you're viewing this video later, so that you won't miss the April 6th deadline. And again, always check your module entries and announcements. All right, and emails. Okay. So without further ado, this attendance check-in, I gave you, let me go back to Canvas. And I'm sorry I had all this together real pretty and nice. For this week, I gave you literary terms to study. I think I gave that to you Tuesday night, or actually before Tuesday night's class, but I really emphasize and stress for Tuesday night's class. I know you're focused on the expository piece of writing, but for this discussion, you should have been studying literary terms, and not all of them. Our first month of class this term, we talked about simile, comparative things using like or as. And then we talked about metaphor, comparing two things by just saying this is that or this was that. And then we talked about personification, where we give something non-human, human qualities. But there's so many other literary terms and figurative languages and sound devices and all that. Please make sure you look at that document and study. And especially for this recording, if you could open it up as I'm doing now. And you should have access to it, literary elements. And it's about 10 pages. I I didn't give you everything, but I gave you the gist. So when we're doing a literary analysis, and I'm going to close this, and I'm going to close these items. We're really looking at a piece of text, and especially when you get into Brit Lit, or if you decide to take British literature, but you're gonna be reading. Not only are you writing, but you're gonna be reading, and you're gonna be going deep into what you're reading. You're gonna break it down and not only just comprehend this is who, what, when, where, why, but you're also going to start to notice, oh, there's a pattern here, or this is figurative language being here. Why the author just didn't say straightly what it is? Why did they have to use this type of figurative language? And oh, I noticed when I read this here, this color here represents ABCD. So when you're doing the literary analysis, you're digging deep, you're going beyond. So sometimes it's reading for pleasure, then reading again, then reading again with eyeglasses or magnifying glass, because this time you're going deep than just reading, surface reading. So I wanted you to take a look at these lyrics, spider webs. So just take one minute, and let me see if I can blow it up for you or enlarge it. I have to be careful with the terms that I use. Okay. So, and this is more the format and the genre. It's if you notice, there are no paragraphs and no end marks like periods, question marks, exclamation points. These are what we call, this is more like a poem. And these are lyrics actually to a song. But in poetry, we don't have sentences, we have lines. And notice the lines begin with the capital letter. You don't necessarily have end marks. You may see commas or semicolons at the end, or you may just see what you see now, no end marks. Okay. And then we don't have paragraphs in poetry. We have stanzas. Okay. But let's take a look at the first stanza. You think that we connect, that the chemistry's correct. Your words walk right through my ears, presuming I like what I hear. So if I read this again, first of all, I'm getting my highlighter. I just made a boo-boo. I guess I need to unenlarge it. Okay, so I'm gonna get my highlighter, and I like when I notice things, I'm gonna use orange. But what stood out to me right now is your words walk right through my ears. I'm gonna highlight in orange. The basic ones we studied, in addition to the literary terms that you're gonna use, but the way your words are things, okay? They're not people, but walk is something a living creature does. So I'm going to say it's not like a dog or an animal or anything like that. Your words walk. So right now I'm looking and I'm thinking this is personification. I don't know why I'm having a difficult time taking notes and all that fun stuff. But I want to comment. I want to add a comment. And it's not like him letting me be great for some reason tonight. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna just put personification. I'm just taking notes on the side. All right. Now I'm gonna go to the next stanza. And now I'm stuck in the web you're spinning. You've got me for your prey. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm walking, especially now that the weather, except for today, is getting warmer, but when I'm walking, um, and sometimes I'm only seeing what's in front of me, but not really seeing that there's something in front of me. And I'll walk and I'll do this, and then I realize, man, I walked in a spider web. Okay. So I'm realizing spider web, and I'm gonna do another comment. I'm realizing spider web is meaning you're stuck in a relationship. And I don't know about you, you had that funny feeling afterwards, like even though you probably took all the web off of you, but you still feel it. Then you're wondering the spiders in your head. So this is the same situation. You're stuck in a relationship you don't want to be in. When you're stuck in a relationship, so basically, this speaker, by the way, we don't say authors, I mean, we don't we're going to say speaker, but this speaker, it could be a man, woman, or they. Um, this speaker is stuck in a relationship he, she, they don't want to be in, and they're comparing the relationship with this individual as walking into those spider webs, like you got caught up unforeseen spider webs. So when we have when we compare two things and just state what it is, then this is a metaphor. Okay. Anyway, you think that I'm going back to the first stanza. You think that we connect, that the chemistry's correct. Your words walk right through my ears, presuming I like what I hear. Let me go back to that one too as well. In this situation, we as human beings try to be civilized. We are people. We love people. We're people persons. And we try to be considerate and respectful, and we really don't want to hurt anyone's feelings for the most part. Most of us don't, okay? And have you ever had a situation where people are talking to you and enjoying your company, or they see you out on campus and they're conversing with you, and you really don't find their presence and their conversation appealing. You really, but you don't want to be rude, so you just listen and you deal with the temporary inconvenience and you move on. Okay, that's what's going on here. Okay, the person believes everything is okay. And that the feeling's mutual. But it's not. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to the third stanza, which is the in a song we call it the chorus, but the refrain. Okay. And I'm gonna just say that. Refrain. Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking in the spider webs. So leave a message and I'll call you back. A likely story, but leave a message and I'll call you back. Okay. So now, when this person contacts you, or you see them out, or they're calling you, now we have caller ID. We're like, I don't want to talk to this person right now. And that's what that third stanza is saying. So you're getting, so you hurry up and hit decline, and your phone goes straight to voicemail, and that's the message you're basically sending out to that person. I'm not home right now, or I don't want to talk right now. You don't want to be bothered. You don't answer the calls. You scream. Okay. And this may not have, when you're doing a literary analysis, notice how I'm talking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking like, oh, situation with a spider web. That's how I'm getting me talking this, each of the words out, or the stanzas, or the lines out, and talking it out and through. This is what's getting me to do a literary analysis and break things down and to understand, because some things, especially when we use figure of speech, some things are difficult to try to interpret. So don't be afraid to talk it out. Okay, but let's go on to stanza 4. You're intruding on what's mine and you're taking up my time. Don't have the courage inside me to tell you, please let me be. Okay. So the speaker admits, I can't hurt your feelings. Okay. But you're intruding on what's mine. If I ignore you when you call, or I'm screening my calls, or I'm hitting the reject button, you're still not understanding because I'm in your face, because I don't have the courage to tell you. You're getting on my nerves. But since I don't have the courage, and I'm smiling in your face, and I'm being considerate and polite, and I'm entertaining your conversation and your words, or we still may go out still or something. So in your mind, everything's okay, or that person's in their mind, everything's okay. So when you're intruding on what's mine, you're invading my personal space now. At first, everything was good when we were a couple, but now you're too much. Okay. So let me add that one. You all booed up at the beginning. You can't have enough of them. But now you're at that point. This person's annoying. You have enough of them. Now the speaker uses the word intruding. So that also means sick of it or sick of them. Now I'm gonna go to this next stanza. Communication, a telephonic invasion. I'm planning my escape. Because the more you're talking to me, that's the communication. The more you're talking to me, the more we're going out, because I don't have enough courage to tell you I'm not into you anymore. The more you keep calling and texting, I'm really getting annoyed. So now I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna have to build my courage, and enough is enough. And normally I like to do handwritten copies, but I'm just doing electronic. But I like hard copies because I like to sketch things out and highlight. Okay. And I'm planning my escape, like as if this is a bad situation. Like like I'm getting kidnapped or held, like I'm getting held hostage. I'm once again, this is I'm acting like this relationship or this individual who keeps calling or texting. I'm acting like I'm a hostage victim, and this person is taking me hostage. So now I gotta, how do I get out of this situation? How do I get out of harm? So I put here held hostage equals, that's a metaphor. You're comparing this relationship of the way it is now and the discomfort, when you're talking about planning your escape, as if you're a hostage, and this person is taking over in the hostage situation. They're holding you hostage. But anyway, the next stanza. Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking into spider web, so leave a message and I'll call you back. A likely story, and we already said that's a metaphor too. Go to the next line, and it's all your fault. I screen my phone calls. No matter who calls, I gotta scream. I want you, I'm a bow this. I caught it for, it took me years, as many times as I listened to this song. Um, I I thought screen, and I'm gonna do a different color. Went from screen to now I gotta scream. Why do we scream? Actually, I want that in red. Because that's an alert right there. But why do I have to scream my phone call? Like now I gotta scream because now you're at that point. Basically, you're saying, damn it, I'm tired of this. You're actually saying, I'm tired of this. Okay. So that's what you're really saying. Like I went from screaming, like, oh, it's this person. Okay, I'm gonna just hit this. I'll call them later. Then you call them back. Okay, yeah, we go out. All right. Then you do it again. But now you're at the point like, can't take this anymore. Just want to point that out. Now it's gone too deep. You wake me in my sleep. My dreams become nightmares because you're ringing in my ears. Another comparison. Basically, this situation is overtaking your thoughts. You don't have, and if something is overtaking your thoughts and it's not a good something, and it's overtaking your thoughts, it's preoccupying your mind. Then you're constantly thinking of this, and I don't know about you, you begin to worry, stress. Ticked off, like, I mean, you got all this negative energy. So a negative sign here. I know what that means for me. It's too much. So it repeats again. Sorry, I'm not home right now. Da, 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 da. So basically, if I read it now with the metaphors and personification, symbolism, I realize now spider webs is not about a literal spider web where the spider is making some doggone webs, okay? And I realize now this piece is not about Spider-Man, the movie, and even though it's cool when he does that flick, but I realize now after doing a literary analysis, and I still have a lot to go, but because of time, I don't want to really dig too deep. But the songwriters from Gwen Stefani and Tony Kanal, basically it's about being in a relationship where you have this togetherness and now the relationship is one-sided because you, the speaker, or the speaker in this case, doesn't want to be with this person. They don't have anything in common. They really are tired of this person and they're stuck in a relationship, or maybe from the beginning they've never had a relationship. They just, maybe it was a friendship or an associate, and either way it goes, they're stuck in a spider web with this annoying person. And the phone, how we always got to have our phone, now is becoming scary, stressful. It's no longer a good thing anymore. So that's what spider webs is all about. And I had to break it down, and I still have more to go. But this is how authors are able to convey messages thoroughly by using figurative languages and sound devices and other literary elements that I encourage you to study from those literary term entries I provided, and then some. But I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to leave. The final link will be the video of spider webs by the group No Doubt, with Gwen Stefani and Tony Kanal. And I'm going to leave that video for you to view in the same week's module entry. And I hope you enjoyed. And I'm going to also leave 2 more lyrics to 2 different songs. I'm going to post those for you just to read and see if you can point out some literary terms on your own independently. And if time allows, because I know we're still going to be covering argumentative essay, hopefully we can tackle them together. Take care, and have a great Ramadan, Passover, Easter, or a simple weekend. Take care.